where did the whole idea of habit forming come into play to the point where you decided to actually help other people learn about it?
So, it was a realization of my own habits, right? And when I started, working on my own habits and getting out of that, when you become a mother, it's, when you're on the plane and they're like, put your own mask on first, you're like, ha, 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 fuck you, I'm putting it on my child first, right? And I remember being like, what are you thinking? Like, you're a mother, right? When I started realizing that I was serving everybody else before myself, that all fell apart. And so I had to really get into that place of like, when I serve myself and I do it from a place of love and respect, and that it's actually going to make me serve my community more efficiently and from a place of love, then my whole life changed, right? And, one of the core features of the Ayurvedic practice is this thing called dinacharya, which are your daily rituals, your daily habits. And once I started, instituting those in my own life, I realized that habits were really, really fundamental to my well-being. And, the other thing that was really attractive to me about Ayurveda was that in the West, healthy means absence of disease, which is good. But in the East, healthy is, are you seated in the self? Are you seated in the self? Which is a completely different way of understanding what it means to be happy and well-being and in a state of well-being, right? And I realized that, so I got my habits together and started teaching people how to have good habits. And a lot of them were the Ayurvedic habits, scraping your tongue in the morning, drinking warm lemon water, eating your biggest meal in the middle of the day, understanding the cycle of the seasons and the energies, understanding your energetic profile so that you could operate, in flow rather than pushing and battling. And then I realized, when my husband walked out and my cousin died and all these other things that, but that even though I was quote unquote well, in that like I didn't have any symptoms that could be classified in the like DSM anxiety depression space, and I didn't have any symptoms, in terms of sleeping and food and digestion, I was not happy in myself. I wasn't seated in myself, right? I was in this marriage for the sake of my children, not for the sake of myself, which meant that I wasn't healthy in the Ayurvedic sense.